Perfect. Now here's what I'm saying. If this wasn't here, that was the perfect one.
Yeah.
You'd have no chance of learning that. You could be out here for hours and hours and hours. Kaboom, that's the truth.
We are in Omaha, Nebraska, in order to work with the #1 short game coach in the world. And so with that, come on, let's go.
All right, why don't you just hit 3 or 4 putts, just kind of get a feel for the speed of the greens, and then I'm just gonna ask you a series of questions, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so my first question would be, it's a non-playing day, you're just gonna go to the course and work on your putting. You got a half an hour. What's the first 5 minutes look like?
I usually do block practice.
Such as?
I just 5 feet, 10 feet, 15 feet, 20 feet.
Like, so you're at 5 feet, you set up, and you're just trying to make 5-footers.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you, after you get comfortable, you try to make 10-footers. Okay, that's a horrendous training plan, and I'll share with you why, okay? Beyond technique, there are a lot of different skills we gotta, not a lot, but there are 4 different skills we gotta get good at. So I think what I wanna do is just assess what you currently do.
Okay.
And then we'll just start from, okay, letter A, and we'll try and get to Z just like we did yesterday with finesse, fair? All right, so I'll set up this putt, you read it. I see those lines on your ball. Does that mean you line your ball up when you putt?
Prior I did, but now I don't really do it anymore. I just putt those balls.
All right, good. Let's not do that.
Okay.
Now, it's not saying it's a bad idea, but I'm saying it's not for everybody. And right now, let's assume it's not for you, okay? We'll change our mind later if we need to. Here's your putt. You're gonna put it in that hole. You gotta read it. Tell me where you're gonna aim, and where you think you're gonna aim, you're gonna put this tee down there, up by the hole somewhere. I need to sneak in right behind you. I'm gonna take a video, okay? All right, let's do another one.
Here.
Okay. All right, let's go back and do, let's see, let's do this one right here. And I'm not worried about your aim and all that. I got that already. Just aim it at the tee. And I'm gonna take 2 more pictures, okay?
This one right here?
Yeah.
Just aim it where I hit it?
Yeah. Okay. And same one. Okay. Good putt. All right, grab those balls, bring your putter into my office, and we will get started, okay?
That's good.
You took practice swings when you were warming up. You didn't take 1 practice swing during any of those putts. So remember that process I was teaching you yesterday? It's not defined, it's not disciplined, you're not a slave to it. So clearly that's a huge problem. If you're looking at performance, the one most important thing in golf is driving. You got to hit it long and straight.
Yeah.
Especially long. If you can get the ball in play and hit it out there, that's a huge advantage. Then you got to debate whether it's approach into the greens or putting. You cannot, you caught my cough from yesterday. You cannot suck at putting and be good at golf. You got to do it every hole.
Yeah.
And clearly, obviously that was not your best performance ever. But so whether it's how you train, whether it's your process, there's no place in golf where the quality of your training more reflects what happens, the quality of your mindset than on the putting green. Because the best players in the world miss half their putts from 8 feet, which means half the time the best players are failing from 8 feet. It's so easy to beat yourself up and lose confidence, and we got to be so strong mentally on the greens. Fair?
Yep.
Can't be that guy. Okay. So I mentioned to you that going out to 5 feet and just putting, trying to make 5-footers one after the other, is a horrendous idea. And the reason why is because you could be aiming. Now this is a little unfair because this is after you missed the first one, you didn't move the tee and you second guessed your aim. But you're not aiming at that tee. You're aiming like 8 inches left of it. Fair? And this one, you're not aiming at the tee. You're aiming right edge at best. So you could go out for a half an hour and practice your 5-footers and be practicing a bad aim, a bad path, an off-center hit, poor rhythm, all the things I want to put on your foundational list, and you could ingrain those things, and you could spend a half an hour practicing, and you could get worse.
Yeah.
That's not a recipe for anything, right? Yeah. Okay, so we got to be way more organized mentally. Now, if we're looking at foundational pieces, number 1 on our list is we're going to aim where we think we are. All right. The other issue is both of these, even though the face controls 85% of where the ball goes, the path is not nearly good enough. They both go pretty far outside. The club should swing on a little small arc. We want the face pretty square for maybe 4 inches around the ball.
Yep.
But it doesn't start off, but you'll see that's setting on the heel, correct?
Yep.
And then it goes out. Now you're hitting on the heel, kind of cutting across the ball and starting that pretty far left. Left of why? Because the face is pointing that way. All right. Same thing here. Starts out, and now it's working to the left that one you hit off the toe. So we're going to put center face hit. We're going to aim it where we think we are. We've got to return the face to square. We want to have a neutral path. You know, simple things like that as far as the way the club's moving. In your setup, I'm way less particular, and I'm not going to change a thing. I'm going to say all I want, besides good aim, is I want the shaft 90 degrees at impact, okay? Which you're doing. Typically, if you read those notes, you'd say, okay, it'd be awesome if your shoulders were square and your hands were hanging kind of under your shoulders. Certainly, this is plenty good enough to be elite, okay? It's not the issue, all right? So we're gonna keep the same setup, except we're gonna aim better.
Yep.
All right, and then we gotta learn the movement that's gonna create this neutral path and center face hit and this, that, and the other. Okay, so there's a couple things we can do. Number one, the butt of the club pointing upwards will always point to the same place. In your notes, that's called suspension point. Okay, it's just like it's emanating around one spot. And let me give you an example so that it's just communication. Oh, let's see Steve's trigger. Okay, so he's got the 90-degree shaft. Are you right eye dominant?
I'm left eye dominant.
All right, so your left eye should be behind the ball like Steve. It's in front. I've changed my mind. I want the shaft 90, but I want your lead eye a little behind the ball. Fair enough?
Yeah.
You see everything in life out of your left eye, so when you look down, you got to be looking at the back of your putter, basically.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
You're going to have stability. In other words, your knees aren't going anywhere, your feet aren't going anywhere, and then you're going to swing so that your arms, chest, shoulders just kind of all move together. It's not a shoulder stroke. It's not a wrist stroke. It's not an elbow stroke. It's just kind of something moving together. The butt of the club will always point to the same place. Then we're going to swing rhythmically. It's going to return to 90 degrees, and it's going to go through the same distance, if not just an inch shorter. See how the butt of the club always points to the same spot? That's why some people say it looks like a pendulum, okay? All right, your backswing is too short and too slow. You're not giving the kid on the swing set a big enough push. The handle's moving further than it should, probably. To me, that looks like it's too high. Typically, when people do that, head of the club wins the race back to the ball, so the shaft would be leaning backward. Let's see if that's the case. Just a degree or two, but that's enough to make it go left, okay?
Yeah.
And then watch this head movement and over-exaggerated follow-through. Now, so the last thing on our list is going to be rhythm.
Yeah.
That's, you have to push so hard to get the ball to the hole. That didn't go too far. That went like an inch too far.
Yeah.
Solution is not to follow through more, it's to create more potential energy. And my vision of this club swing would be, it's up to speed, it's big enough, and then it just let go, and it just swings like the swing set. Same thing.
50-50.
50-50. Or there's a collision with the ball, the putter has a collision with the ball. What's Newton's second law? Equal and opposite. Shouldn't the follow through be shorter? You know, if it was just physics, yeah, if it was just swinging and there was a collision, it would take energy out, it wouldn't go as far.
Yeah.
Most pros that I like, the motions that I like look like this. And there are a few that I love that follow through a little bit shorter, okay?
Okay.
All right, but I don't want this thing way over here. All right, so we're gonna work really hard on rhythm, and we're just gonna build our little list. This is gonna be pretty simple. The only thing you're gonna do different in your setup is, so you got 90-degree shaft, which you're already doing, square shoulders, which you're already doing, arms hanging, which you're already doing. The only new thing will be your left eye is going to be 2 inches behind the ball. That affects your vision, and that might be what we need to aim better. Who knows? All right. But we're going to aim where we think we are. We're going to have a neutral path. It just sounds like a lot. But center face hit. Won't be wrong to do that. And you're going to return the face to square.
So neutral path in regards to like this, is it more just a straight line rather than more of an elliptical?
No, it's elliptical.
It's elliptical.
It's based a little bit on your setup. All right, and then we are going to have stability. We're not going to be, and we're going to have rhythm. Don't try and make them. Just roll the ball. Just putt into open space. There you go. Better. A few more.
This is a little head, is that right?
Yeah, it starts slightly ahead and just maintains its lead the entire time by the same amount. Left eye's behind, backswing and through swing are equal in length. They'll stay parallel. Good. All right, why don't you putt, don't try and make them, just putt 3 more. I'm just trying to get you to, so remember I said thinking in sports will go poorly together.
Yeah.
But feeling in sports go amazing together. So I'm just giving you a few putts to feel it, because we're gonna take it away in a minute. Now, next one, I want you to go right at the top of your follow through and hold it. So it'll be like this, and just hold it. There you go. Yeah, and when you look to see where it went, you turn just your chin. You don't go like this, like, oh, where'd it go, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Better. All right, now, that's drill 1. Drill 2, we got to prove to ourselves that we can aim straight, that we can return the face to square, that we can hit the ball in the middle of the face, and all those things, right? Can't take it outside. So this is what I'm selling. Some people have a chalk line. Got to be a little careful about it. Superintendents are going to love marks all over the green, but we're going to do a few, okay? I got a straight alignment stick. I got a Sharpie. There. Golf ball goes on this end. I'm going to put a dime. I could have made that line a little longer, sorry. 2 feet in front of the ball. If you can hit a dime that's 2 feet in front of your golf ball, your ball's on line to go in from 10 feet, okay?
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah.
Started working with Stuart Sink. I said, hey, how about we just set a goal like, let's make everything inside 10 feet. It's like, okay. When you hit your dime, you're good. You have a reference for aim because you have lines on your putter and you have this line here.
Yeah.
Your only job is to match them. I don't care what it looks like. Remember, your dominant eye, which is your left one's going to be right about there, probably.
So that means my head's moving this way? Or?
Yeah, all right. And you're going to roll a ball down here towards me. You don't even know where yet. Now let's just listen for the click. Roll it to me. All right, now that missed the dime pretty big time to the right.
Yeah.
Put that ball down again, and I'm going to have you line me up, okay? I'm going to just show you what I want. I'm asking for a favor. Get back there. I'm going to put a T so it goes ball, dime, T. Fair enough?
Yep.
You tell me if that's in a straight line or if I need to move it.
Move it to the right.
This way?
Yeah.
More?
1 more.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to train our perception because you need training because you're not aiming where you think you are, right?
Yeah.
All right, set your putter in there. By the way, this is going to suck. This is going to be painful.
Yeah.
But it's okay because that's where the growth is. Middle ball, middle, boom. That shouldn't be in the way. That shouldn't be in the way. And there's no reason for you ever to take it outside because it should work on an arc, if anything, right?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and set up. We're going to stay here till you, just pretend like you got the rod in there. Just swing. Okay, missed it right just a little bit.
Yeah.
Better though,
I've been
again.
known to have a bad right bias.
So what is that? That's face, isn't it? So you take it back outside to try and not miss to the right. Long term, that's no good.
Yeah.
So we got to keep the face square going back, or we got to go more toe over going through. I'm going to give you a choice. Which one do you want to try first?
What was the second one?
You're going to keep the face square going back, or you're going to try and rotate the face closed before impact? You pick.
Square.
Square going back?
Yeah.
I want the face feeling like it's
Oh, that face.
way.
Oh, interesting.
Because 85% is controlled by the face. So if I close the face, where's that ball going? It's going left.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if the pass over here. It's still going, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm saying square or face, hit the coin is what I'm saying, okay? All right, that's what I'm saying. All right.
See. Okay.
Shut it going back. That's perfect. Now, the reason why I always go to fake holes because I don't want to set it up to hole, do everything right, and then miss.
Yeah.
So I can always just do this, right? Now, it doesn't matter if that felt crappy. Mm-hmm. It's your bias that makes you feel crappy, and it's your bias that's been keeping you from being elite, right?
Yeah.
That and experience. Mm-hmm. So it's a truth teller. Come on back, visualize. It's a truth teller. Ball start line, it's going in at 7:30. Hold the picture. Yep, go ahead. Now this is block practice that is actually worthwhile.
Yeah.
Okay, because it's teaching you what to feel and it's giving you the truth. Perfect. Now here's what I'm saying. If this wasn't here, that was the perfect one.
Yeah.
You'd have no chance of learning that. You could be out here for hours and hours and hours, ingraining everything back. Get behind, visualize. This time you're going to add in a practice stroke because it's what you're, right?
Yeah.
Is that where you do it there or you do it up there?
I do it back here.
Okay, do it right here, visualize. Feel the shut face. Oh, the sound of success.
Yeah.
So you're getting audio feedback, you're getting visual feedback of the truth.
Yeah.
And one mistake people make, besides they go out and just putt, thinking they're doing everything right, and that's how they'll get better, is that They assume that what they do left to right is what they'll do right to left, and honestly, it's not.
Yeah.
People do weird stuff one direction because of the bias. All right, last concept on your foundational list, besides setup, aim, neutral pass, center face hit, all that was rhythm. And we just quantified it by like it's equal going back and through. And that's not quite true. It's equal in length.
Yeah.
But think about this,
Acceleration.
the total backswing is half of the total downswing. I only take it back this far, but I go through this far plus the other side, right? So it goes twice as far on the forward swing as it does back. It goes twice as fast.
Okay.
But I want it to be the same length. Now, if you're measuring total backswing time, which is half of the total through swing time, it would take the same amount of time. Might take about 0.6 of a second going each way.
Okay.
Okay? So we could practice that. There's a lot of devices you could use, but the easiest, simplest one is like a little metronome.
Yeah.
Have you used one before?
Yeah.
Just didn't ingrain the message. All right, now everybody's rhythm's a little different, and I was saying your backswing's too slow, so I'm gonna give you something that's gonna force you to pick up the pace a little bit, okay?
Okay.
Can I do one?
Yeah, of course.
I'm going, here, you just watch me do it. Short swings first. Every time I pass the phone, I'm doing it on a beat. Fair enough? So that's like 0.9 of a second or a little faster. Now if I made a bigger swing, the pace is faster, right? If I made a bigger swing, the swings are really fast, just like if I made a small swing, it'd be really slow. But if it's 0.9, it's 0.9. Fair?
So you're saying this is,
I'm saying it takes 0.9, regardless if it's a small swing or a big swing.
Yeah.
Small swings would move slowly, 0.9. Big swings would move faster, 0.9. All right, so let's do what I did. Set up right here. Here, set up right here.
Oh.
Start with super small. Super small is pretty slow. Correct? There you go. Keep your eye on the phone, not watch your putter. Now, let's go bigger. Faster swing, has to be, right, to keep
Yeah.
up? Now, really big. That's like a 100-foot putt. And let's hit a 4-footer down the hill. Good, all right, rest your back.
oh, I see.
So now if I was going to that pin, okay?
Yeah.
And I did this in my practice swing, you'd be going, Coach, not gonna get there.
Yeah.
But what you did was this, right, to try and get it there. And what I'm doing instead is I'm looking at the target, I'm feeling like how big a push of the swing set needs to be, like I taught you yesterday in finesse, and then I'm just letting it flow. That's what feels right. Let's do this one again.
Sure.
This time in rhythm, even though I thought you were in pretty good rhythm before.
Okay.
And like I was saying in there, great players want to be coached up. Perfect, okay, you got the idea? All right, so I think the next thing, I'll give this a little rest, would be to create a green reading routine and then test ourselves, just like we did winning our way off the green. We could win our way off on a short putting. We could win our way off, create a medium putting game. We could win our way creating like super long putting game. And then all of a sudden that would be like a half-hour really good practice. You get a ton of value from your time, right? Rod, 30 seconds. Metronome, 30 seconds. Set up left to right, right to left. Click, 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 click. Oh, it's good. Then we just try and win.
Okay.
And that would be, all of a sudden now that's a plan, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so green reading is the most complicated thing I do in my job, teaching it, okay? The foot thing is factually correct, but if you're gonna do that, you gotta practice it. You gotta get a level, you gotta know what 1 degree is, 2 degrees, 3 degrees. You gotta study some of those charts and realize how much they break at different speeds, what they do downhill, uphill, and that's okay. But let's say, let me ask you a question, and then we'll blend old school and new school, okay, a little bit. You're warming up. Your last club was a 56 that you used, and you hit one that was too far, it went whatever, 35. And I said, okay, hit me a 25-yarder.
Yeah.
And then you apparently adapted because you knew just what to give it and it went out there 25 yards.
Yeah.
How did you know how much to give it?
Just a feel thing.
Kaboom.
Yeah.
It's intrinsic. I don't know how I knew. I just did. As long as I was mentally engaged,
Yeah.
it's not that hard to be intrinsic. If you're distracted, then it is, right? So we're going to be intrinsic about how much this ball breaks. Every putt's different, fast green, slow green, up, down. And then we'll let our feet help us. How's that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to give you a putt that breaks a lot. And this little thing here is going to be meaningful because these were going in at like 5 o'clock and 7:30, right? Or 4:30. All right. That's the first question we're going to ask ourselves. And you're going to do it from behind the hole, because if I have a 20-footer here, there's no way I can see stuff clearly. That's, if I'm back here 25 feet from the hole, I can't see that real clear. But if we stand real close to it, we'll be able to see.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to stand on the other side, and that's where you're going to start your process.
Okay.
So you have two processes, a green reading process and a putt or shot process. We'll start there. On our way back, we're going to ask this question, because when the ball slows down, it breaks the most.
Yep.
All right, so right by the hole, what's going to happen? The ball's going to curl this way. Where's it going to enter the hole? And we're going to picture that, and then we're going to walk across, and we'll use our feet. All right, you can come up further and use your feet if you want, and then you're going to go, I don't know why, but it feels like I need to aim here.
Okay.
All right, let's do one together. We're going to start on this side, and as you look at this hole, you know when the ball slows down, it's going to go this way because it's lower.
Yeah.
And now you're going to slide that way. You're going to slide gently, slide, 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 and you're going to, when the ball goes in the hole, where's the front door, so to speak? Well, the front door is going to be like over here somewhere, isn't it?
Yeah.
You agree with that or no?
I definitely agree with that.
All right, so I got this thing called a putt pocket, which is going to show you where the front door is. It's not going to have any wiggle room. I'll put it in the hole. I'll put it right up here like that. Fair?
Yeah.
All right, and then we got to see if it's uphill or downhill. We saw the front door. You come over here, you go, okay, that's a 3. And now you're going to come back here and visualize, and you're going to have this intrinsic sense of how much putt to break. Now, I like from the side seeing if it's uphill or downhill because of speed, and also downhill putts break more.
Yep.
All right, so come on back here. If you're going to get this ball to curl in that side door, would it make sense to stand here? No, it wouldn't. You want to be over here somewhere.
Yeah.
Now you can see a ball kind of starting like up there by this, just left of this first leaf, and just curling and going in, right?
Yeah.
All right, now here's the deal. You just hit 20 putts where you hit your start line. Just go hit number 21.
Okay.
Do your putting stroke. Are you picturing like starting around this leaf somewhere?
I wanted to bend it
All right.
left side of it.
All right.
Yeah.
You got to be visualizing that when you do your stroke, and you got to be thinking about how big a swing as well. Or not thinking about, feeling how big a swing as well would be a better way to say that. Sensing. All right.
Yeah.
Walk in with the picture. No, just be an athlete. Athlete's mindset. Just make it go there. Good. Now that doesn't have enough pace.
Yeah.
So if it doesn't have enough pace, when it misses, it should miss low.
Yeah, of course.
And if that was the perfect line, had too much pace, it should miss high, right?
Yep.
All right. Let's see if I'm going to give you 5 balls to see if you can make it in the hole. Same process. This time I'm going to turn on the metronome, okay? See if you can just get lost in the beat. You can just feel it. You can just see how that ball's going in and just sense what you have to do. I think that's what good putting is for the most part, even though I like good physics through proper training. Kaboom, that's the truth.
Yeah.
And that, most tournament players would call that matching line and speed, which is a skill, it's not a technique. Mm-hmm. And so not only do we have to every day get 1% better at the technique, which is why we got the rod, the chalk line, the tees, the dime, but now we got to do other things to enhance our skill, which might be metronome, and I'm going to call this putt pocket. You got to win 9 holes of putt pocket. Mm-hmm. You have not only a shot routine, but you have a green reading process.
Yeah.
And you just won a hole. Let's win hole number 2. Okay. And typically I might just say, hey, let's win 9 holes. All right, here's your, where would you start if that's our putt?
Over here?
Yes, sir. And you would look what happens late. You would walk down and try and see where the entry point would be. The front door to the hole would be over here. It would be over here somewhere. Keep walking.
Oh yeah.
Maybe rolling just inside that
That thing right there.
yellow leaf.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, put your hole in there. All right, now walk over and you got to visualize. And your brain is either screaming, I love it, or it's going, no, it needs to be more or less. You right?
Yeah. I think.
What do you like?
I think it looks fine.
Okay. Now it's a skill. You got to feel energy, and you got to just sense how much to give it to go, get it to go in the front door.
Ooh.
All right, that was beautiful speed. So that should have gone in if we played the right amount of break. So we got to play less,
Yeah.
correct?
Yep.
All right, now I know it hit a prong, but on the golf course that ball would have gone in, right? And you just won your second hole. How about we win our third hole?
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, I'm in the answer question business. Yeah, go ahead.
So you know how this is like the integration of like me feeling
Aim
it. What was
point.
your process?
My process is I skip the thing with my feet unless I'm conflicted. Then the thing with my feet becomes kind of a tiebreaker.
Okay.
And a lot of times I'll do the thing with my feet when I hit like a tier.
Yeah.
That really severe, I want to stand on the tier and say, oh my gosh, when it hits this tier halfway, it's really going to shoot over to, you know. So I do use my feet some. But what if it was me, I'd be going, oh, let me do one.
Yeah. Please.
I'll just talk you through it.
Yeah.
All right, start on the opposite side. I know it's uphill into the grain. The reason why I know it's up into the grain is because it's shiny going this way, which means it's got to be dark going the other way.
Okay.
Shiny's down, grain dark is in. You know that, right?
So no, I didn't.
Okay, let's do something.
And in the grain means it's just the.
It means on bent grass, it means it's uphill.
Yeah.
And it's going to slow down
Yep.
quickly. So let's see. Well, you see that dark hue of green, like just right there in the.
Yeah.
It goes and then it turns uphill.
So that's in the grain.
That's into the grain.
And then if we were going down.
And then if we're going over here, we're kind of darker green, and then once it gets over the hump, it starts to get a shinier color.
Oh man.
So that's uphill, and then you see where it's like nothing, and then it gets shiny going. So the grain, the color of the grass will tell you the slope and which way the slope is on a bent grass green.
Wow. Okay.
We can dive deeper in that.
No, it makes sense. I guess.
Okay, all right. So here's my process.
Yeah.
So you got. I sometimes I forget I've been playing golf for 50 years, and people don't see what I see. All right. So when it slows down, it's not going to break much, but if anything, it's going to go this way. I'm picturing this entry point into the hole right over here at about 6:30. Then over here, I got to see if it's uphill or downhill, and I could see color change this way as well. It's a little darker going this way, so actually, the grain is quartering this direction. All right, uphill, breaking to the right. Yeah, I think that's exactly right, and I'm visualizing a start line just outside this brown leaf, and then I'm walking in. I'm visualizing the hole. I actually turn back, close my eyes, and see the hole in my mind, and I just make a swing. And I visualize the ball rolling in, and then I'm like, okay, nothing left to do, and I just putt. All right? Why don't you try that just for the heck of it, see what happens. But there's wiggle room. Everybody's a little different.
Oh yeah, I could definitely.
It's a little
see.
darker going that way, so the grain is quartering this direction.
Yeah.
All right? So which means that's going to be a little slower going that way, and it might break a touch more, I don't know. And then I was picturing it starting just outside this brown leaf and then curling into the hole.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Ooh.
Little more pace, slightly less break, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think we got fooled. We guessed about right.
Yeah.
Just give it slightly, yeah. And so everything that you do has a purpose. Like where you stand has a purpose. How you walk has a purpose. So the purpose is get your mind right and clear and committed to play your shot from, right?
Yeah.
You did the rod and the dime, and then you're gonna win five holes of putt pocket, something. And you can get something like that for $8, or you can just make your own little, it's easy, right?
Yeah.
All right. Then we got to win our way off the green. And I'm going to suggest a short putting game to win.
Okay.
And a long putting game to win. And we do a tornado and short, medium, long. The short, medium, long one's in your notebook that I gave you. And to me, I think altogether it would take less than a half an hour. And if you can give me a really good half an hour twice a week, and be disciplined, I think that's enough time investment if you're doing it right to learn to be an elite putter in a reasonable amount of time. These last 2 games, one will be a speed game for long putts, and one will be making short putts, okay?
Let's do it.
It encompasses green reading. So we'll go on one that's a little bit slopey. I'm going to give you a 3-footer, 4-footer, 5-footer, 6-footer, 7-footer. Actually, usually I graduate to that. I might start with you at 2 feet. 2 feet, 3 feet, 4 feet, 5 feet, 6 feet. You got to make 5 putts in a row to win.
Okay.
And you're going to do your full green reading process, okay?
Yeah.
So that means you're going to be walking some. So here's your 2-footer. Start over there, read it, start your thing. It doesn't take but a second, by the way. I'm not getting you to play slow. It's just going that way.
Yeah.
You can see the holes coming. It's going in at 5:30. You walk over and just knock it right. Do your thing. One practice stroke, knock it right in.
Yeah.
No, get behind.
I was gonna say I don't think
Yeah.
I need to like use my feet here.
No, I agree. And then you got your 4-footer, 5-footer. If you can make the, or 3-footer, 4-footer. If you make the 6-footer, you win. Okay. So this was, no. Kaboom, yeah. 3, let's make it too hard for you. 4, 5 would be here. Every putt is different, and you got to redo your whole process each time.
Yeah.
All right. Yes.
Keep going.
I appreciate the discipline. I'm telling you, that's the key. All right, you got a picture that you're committed to, you got sensations you've built, and then you just let it fly. Okay, now you've missed, so now you got to start over, but we're going to do it on the other side.
Okay.
No, visualize the entry point. Yep. So there's your 2-footer, here's your 3-footer, 4-footer, 5. If you make 5 putts in a row, you win. Fair enough?
Yeah.
Yes. All right, it might feel like you're aiming to the right, but just make your good stroke, it'll probably go in. It's amazing. It's a prerequisite, right? It's first on our list. Perfect aim, return the face to square.
Yeah.
I hate to do this to you. Go to the other side.
Oh.
I'm just teaching you how to play more than anything. All right, I think it's going to go in, same thing. It's going to go in about 6:30.
Yeah.
And if I was aiming my ball, get behind, because you got to figure out where you're going to line your ball up. I'm going to aim it at just inside left. You agree?
Yeah.
All right, line your ball up. Then you're going to have to check it. All right, if you like it. Now, I don't care what it looks like. You got to commit. Match them up. Good. Start on the other side.
Oh, yep.
Now, there's a putt that you hit firmly that if you would have aimed left, you would have missed it for sure, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So, listen, like the happiest day of my life is when my kids quit baseball in the summer. Like it's 90 games, it's hot, it's, as a golfer, like the happiest day of my life is when I don't have to line my ball up anymore because it's such a pain in the butt. But like in the short term, you're just going to have to deal with it.
Okay.
Until we've done enough reps over there, when you look down, the putter just looks like it's where it's the truth.
Yeah.
The reality is, if you aim your putter pretty well and you've developed a pretty good stroke, it's like, wow, the ball's going in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, so you would have 2 more putts. Might as well try and win it.
Yeah,
we won't.
Let's do it.
We won't. So that was a 2-footer, 3-footer, 4-footer.
5-footer.
Different complete putt. 5-footer might not break at all. It might break the other way. We don't know.
Yeah.
And then your putt to win or start over would be here. All right, you feel me? That would be the game. All right, no second guessing once you're up there, right?
Yep.
Good putt. Ah,
Yeah.
smile. Okay, you just won a game of tornado.
Yes.
2-footer, 3-footer, 4-footer, 5-footer, 6-footer. If you missed that, you'd start over. At some point, you got to make a pressure 6-footer to win. And I think that's the transfer value that I'm looking for. That's going to, when we go out on the course, it's going to be really impactful. Like I'm going to have a chance to break par, and I'm going to be used to making pressure, what feels like a pressure putt. Anyway, fair enough?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so this last game, and then we'll write all this down and we'll move on to the next thing,
Yeah.
is, I call it short, medium, long. The short putt is over 30 feet, okay? So these are long lag putts.
Yeah.
A tour pro averages 2 putts from 32 feet, exactly. So if they are inside that, they 1 putt more than they 3 putt. If they're outside that, they 3 putt more than they 1 putt. So if I have a 40-foot putt and I 2 putted, I'm gaining strokes on a pro.
Okay.
We're going to basically practice that. All right, now, your make percentage 3 feet and in if you're a proper player, is about 99%.
Yeah.
Okay? So if I can putt my 40 footer to less than 3 feet away,
It's pretty good.
I like my chances of gaining a stroke, don't you?
Yeah.
I also like valuing, even though typically it doesn't matter if it's long or short from that distance, you're just trying to get it close.
Yeah.
I do like valuing, giving it a chance to go in.
Yeah.
So if it's in the hole, I'm going to give you 3 points.
Yeah.
If it's beyond the hole but less than 3 feet away, I'm going to give you 2 points. If it's inside 3 feet short, I'm going to give you a point. And if it's more than 3 feet away, it's worth 0. Okay? We're going to do 6 sets of 3 for 18 total putts.
Okay.
The directions are in your notes there. And in order to be scratch level, you have to get to 23 points. Okay?
Yep.
Very quantifiable.
Okay, cool.
All right. So I'll set up your 3 balls. Typically, I don't worry too much about the green reading process. I'm more worried about the touch. So I'll probably turn on the metronome, and you're just trying to feel like how big a swing
Okay.
to get it. All right. So let's say our first hole is that one right there. All right.
Yep.
Here's about 35 feet. That's your short putt. Here's your medium length putt, and there's your long leg putt. And we're going to start obviously with the short one,
Okay.
right? You don't have to start over there. Just start here. Start with your, we'll skip the green ring. Start with your practice swing, feeling the distance.
Yeah.
With me?
Yeah. This was the reason I started using my feet. It's because from here sometimes I'm like, oh, left to right, but it's right to left. And stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah. But we're working on touch anyway.
that. Yeah.
All right, so play about 6 inches of left to right, okay? Too small. And that's worth 0 points.
Yeah.
Don't think harder, think bigger, faster, right? All right. It's also uphill into the grain, right? Okay. There you go. There's a point on the board. All right, I'm gonna give you 2 points for that one, 0 for this one, and I'm being sweet, I'll give you 1 point for that one. Okay, so it's 3 points, fair?
Yeah.
It's a cumulative game. That's 1 set of 3. Last hole. We'll go right up towards the office and we'll go right. Short, medium, long.
Right to left.
Yeah, I would say 2 feet,
Yeah.
1.5 feet, right, left. It's a speed game anyway. Go in, dog. All right, good putt. 13 points. Get there. 14. Good putt. That was a good hole. 16 points. All right, so scratch level's 23. I would probably get to the point where you play the front 9 with the metronome on and the back 9 with it off. Because obviously when you're out there trying to shoot a score, you don't get it, right?
Yeah.
It helps. So you know if I get to 23 points, I'm scratch level. The ones you struggled were the downhill ones and uphill ones. The level ones you did pretty well on. So when you compete, it's easy to kind of assess after and go, okay, what is it that I need to get better on? Oh, going from uphill to downhill.
Yeah.
B, focus goes up when you compete, the fun goes up, and the transfer value of the practice goes up.
Yeah.
Right. That's way different than just putting without keeping score. I mean, if it was me, I'd be so pissed right now. I'd be like, I'm playing this game again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and I'd
for
be,
sure.
this time I'm getting 17. And that's, I think, what elite performers have always done. They kind of use a failure's fuel to motivate them to get after it, right?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, let's go write all that down. It becomes a plan that way.
Perfect.
Here you go.
Let's go!